Guys, the third iteration scout rifle is still really good, but what if I told you that you could make it even better? Well, that's what this new Void build is set out to do. Today we're going to be taking this build and pairing it with the third iteration scout rifle to make this weapon itself just insanely strong. Now, for those who don't know what this weapon actually does, let's break it down really quickly. It comes with the main trait Triplanar Mass Driver, where it fires a spread of void energy projectiles and aiming down sights narrows the spread. But the main perk is Amalgamation Rounds, where aiming down sights for a short period without firing compresses the spread into a single high-density projectile, and damaging a target with this shot marks them. And the weapon itself deals additional damage to marked targets, and defeating a marked target or landing a precision final blow with an amalgamation round will grant invisibility and true sight. Paired that with the catalyst for the weapon, you're also going to be adding in weaken on top of that. So with just this weapon alone, you'll be able to go invisible, see enemies through walls, and also spread the weakening effect. But if we pair it with the Void subclass here, we're going to be able to more easily not only spread the weaken effect, but also gain a free devour just from the third iteration itself. So for the subclass abilities here, obviously we're using Healing Rift, Pocket Singularity because it's the only melee ability, and I'm using the Vortex Grenade, but you can use pretty much any grenade due to the aspect we are using called Chaos Accelerant, where you can overcharge your grenade, making it more deadlier and effective. This mainly works with the Vortex, Axiom Bolt, Scatter, and Magnetic Grenades, so those would be the ones that I would recommend. I do believe there's a bug going on right now where for the Magnetic Grenade, the handheld Supernova ability is doing slightly less damage than it was compared to before Edge of Fate, so I'd wait for that to get fixed before you use that grenade. But if you just want a general good grenade, the Vortex Grenade is great for this build. Alongside that, we're of course using Feed the Void, where defeating a target with a Void ability grants Devour. Devour is just a free heal whenever you get a kill whilst it is active, and it's also going to be granting you some grenade energy on kill as well. For the fragments, we're of course using Echo of Instability, where defeating a target with a grenade will grant your Void weapons volatile rounds. This will then allow our third iteration to obviously spread volatile as well, which is just icing on the cake for that weapon in particular. Alongside that, we're also using Echo of Starvation, where picking up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power is going to grant us Devour, and pairing that with Echo of Harvest, where defeating a weakened target creates an Orb of Power and a Void Breach, is just going to guarantee even more Devour uptime, which is very, very good. And then we're of course using Echo of Undermining, so that your Void Grenades weakens targets. So the general play for this build is to throw out as many grenades as possible, obviously overcharging them with Chaos Accelerant to spread the weaken effect. Defeating those weakened targets is going to be generating you Void Breaches and Orbs of Power. The Orbs generally are going to go into your Supra, which is very, very nice, and the Void Breaches will actually give you class ability energy as well, which is great, but will mainly be topping off your Devour, which is going to be giving you instant survivability and also your grenade back, so then you can throw even more weakening grenades. On top of that, the third iteration with its catalyst is going to be able to weaken even more enemies, which will then allow you to more easily generate Void Breaches and Orbs of Power. And for the icing on the cake, whenever you defeat an enemy with a grenade, which is going to be a lot with this build, you're going to be granting all of your Void weapons volatile rounds, which for the third iteration I'd recommend using in the spread shot mode, just so that you're able to just rapidly spread that free volatile debuff around. For those who don't know, the volatile debuff basically attaches like a mini explosive to any enemy that has it, and if you continue to damage that target, they'll eventually explode. And with this, you're able to just spread that effect around to so many enemies, so it's just a very good ad clearing tool. So if you just hip fire this thing really, really quickly, you're going to be spreading that effect around, and for any long range targets, aim down sights, and you're going to be spreading that weaken and that general debuff for the weapon as well, which is just so, so good. Now, for the exotic for this build, we're of course using Controverse Holds, which just improves this build tenfold. So the main perk for this exotic is called Chaotic Exchanger, where you resist incoming damage while charging your Void Grenades with Chaos Accelerant, and charged Void Grenades return grenade energy on hit. This is just going to be instantly refreshing your grenade if you have Devour active, which is just so, so potent, and pairs really well with the Vortex Grenade due to the increased area of effect you get with the Chaos Accelerant Void aspect. Alongside that, just more area of effect means that you're going to be able to more easily spread around that weakened debuff, which is so, so strong. Now, for the general stats for this build, you are of course going to want to have your grenade stat as high as possible. For those who don't know, if you now get above 100 in a certain stat, you'll gain an enhanced benefit for the grenade that's going to increase the damage that your grenades actually deal. Now, at 120 grenade stat, I get a 12.5% damage boost. But if you're able to get this up to 200, you can get all the way to, I believe, a 65% damage boost, which is absolutely insane. Alongside that, any other stats that you like, weapons for example, is going to be also pretty decent, but not mandatory for this build in my opinion. Moving over to the mods for this build, obviously a Ashes to Assets mod in the helmet is going to be very, very good, as well as a Harmonic Siphon mod as well. This is going to pair really nice with the Void subclass because it will allow your Void weapons to generate orbs of power. Alongside that, we of course have a firepower, so our grenades can generate orbs, and a grenade kickstarter, so we're able to get our grenade back even faster. For the chest piece, just your normal damage resist mods will do, and for the boots, you'll need innovation as well as a better already just for more grenade uptime and survivability. And then for the class item, we of course have 2 bomber mods as well as a Reaper mod as well for more orb generation. So with orbs, you're going to be not only getting your grenade back faster, but also getting a little bit of health, which is also very nice for in case your Devour runs out. And then moving on to the artifact for this season, obviously there's nothing particularly here that's focused around Void, but there is a scout rifle thing here called Rapid Precision Rifling, where rapid precision hits or final blows with scout rifles grants them increased reload speed and reduced incoming flinch, which is just going to be a free buff there for your 3rd iteration, which is very, very nice. If you're using any stasis weapons, for example, you could also take advantage of Fever and Chill for the free frost armor there, and also if you're using Tenacious Mastery, pairing that with Reciprocal Draw is also going to be very, very nice. Alongside this, Refreshing Threads, where picking up an elemental pickup matching your subclass type is going to grant you energy for your least charged ability, so that's going to work well with the amount of void breaches you're picking up, as well as elemental coalescence, which is going to be generating even more of those void breaches, which once again pairs really nicely with the Devour as well. And then also Elemental Overdrive, where picking up the elemental pickup or a tangle grants increased damage to weapons of the same type. So this is also going to be boosting the damage of your 3rd iteration whenever you pick up a Void Breach, which you're going to be generating a whole lot of. And then of course you can throw on Anti-Barrier Scout Rifle as well, just to be able to deal with anti-barrier champions. And I believe that is pretty much everything. There's no real set bonus you need to be taking advantage of with this build. I do have a 2-beast Bushido, but that's not really necessary for this build in particular. There's no real set bonuses that boost anything that would help this build really, so you don't really need to worry about that. The main thing is going to be that you need your 3rd iteration and at least 100 plus in a grenade stat. And then to end off this video, for those who don't know, if you want to get your hands on the 3rd iteration, if you own the Edge of Fate expansion, you should be able to just get the weapon here all the way at level 1, which is very, very easy. If you don't own the expansion, you're going to need to get to level 70 in order to get this scout rifle. And if you want to get the catalyst for the weapon, which is very, very good and mandatory for this build, you'll need to get up to level 90 in your season pass. And that is everything for this brand new build video. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe. As always, there'll be a dim link in the description if you want to copy this build, but that's everything I have for you guys today. So once again, hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.